In this video, we're going to focus on how we can solve the tiny issue we had. We're going to zoom. You can see here now we have this. This will work if I unselect this and refresh, or at least, and then do this again. You can see we will not zooming in anymore. And if I select this, going up here, it just disappears nicely without doing anything. So let's start to look how to do this. So let's start to look at the next part, or at least the one that was an error. And what we have to do is basically this needs to be solved, and then we say reset and we do this. Look what happens here. Of course, this is not what we want. We want to make sure that if we reset it and then we select something, it should just be shown. So let's scroll down here and solve this issue. After a lot of researching and exploring the solution, I discovered the easiest way to do it. So let me explain exactly what is going on or why it happens. It becomes of this here, the window. The window here is a trigger, and it just triggers this as well, because what happens if you do a window, it considers it as a mouse click down, basically a click and then drag and then releasing it. That with just a single click is considered as well a same effect, at least based on what we have created. So what I want to do is I want to block that, because we did it on the windows, and the window would mean anywhere on our screen here, or at least on this browser. So I don't want that. I only want to trigger it within this chart area. So what we're going to do is we're going to say here, and this is quite simple, we're going to say here window, this will be canvas. So we want to have only the canvas. Copy this, put it down here, and I'm going to say here, this will be then the window. And what I'm going to do is just a trick. I say here number 2, and this does absolutely nothing except update. And the reason why I need that update is because if I would do this and go here above, later on you will see it, it will not disappear if you don't do this. So let's save that first. Alright, so now we have this. If I do now a reset, then we select, this works. But if you do this, look what happens here, it doesn't work. So for that, we're going to do this. We just drag and number 2, or no response, whatever you want to name you want to give it. Then I'm going to say here function drag and number 2, and all it does is an update. We can even do it like this, update none, so it will not even be noticeable. So then if we do this, there we are, doesn't do anything at all unless we select like this. There we are. And then we have this. Let's reset that and select something. Beautiful. You might notice if I do this, this part is still showing up. I will cover it eventually. This is just related to the drawing of the inputs here, or the indexes here, that you probably have to move that once we zoom in. So for that, I will eventually find something for that, but right now I will not focus on that. Next video, we're going to focus on how we have 2 scales, or at least another Y scale here, where we can put in another chart indicator, which is a very common thing in a chart or a financial chart. So let's start to look at that.